I'm Caitlin and welcome to the Lit Review. Today, we're unboxing some stuff. The Read Romance Repeat Box from The Ripped Bodice, a all-romance bookstore here in Los Angeles. I have been a subscriber for, well, as long as this thing's been around, which according to this side of the box is 18 months because they number all of their boxes. And I'm obsessed with this box. It is one of my favorite boxes. Why I love this box, it is a romance-only subscription service. You get paperbacks and you get a mix of like content in there every month. You're always going to get two paperbacks. One of them is usually like a more traditional publisher and the other is usually a like smaller imprint or indie press, like not self-pub, but just like a smaller press that you might not have heard as much about. And there's always some form of diversity and representation in the box with at least one of the books. So that means the author and or the characters represent some form of diversity. Anyway, big fan. I will leave the link to their website for this box down below. I'm not affiliated in any way, but you know, make your own informed choices if this sounds interesting to you. They ship. They're great. So this is July's box for more clarity there. And yeah, the box is just pretty spiffy. There's always a quote on the outside, and I'm such a sucker for a good quote. This one says, "I'm old-fashioned and think that reading books is the most glorious pastime that humankind has yet discovered." Now, I'm gonna try really hard to pronounce this correctly, but I'm probably still gonna screw it up despite looking it up. Wisława Szymborska? I think I did just like an okay job. So I did pop the top on this so it's easy to open, but let's see what's inside. All right, first thing you see is the leaflet, which I'm going to take out, not throw, but take out because I do want to check in on that later. You also usually get for your subscription price, you get like one miscellaneous good. Sometimes it's bookish themed, sometimes it's not, but they often come from, again, like small businesses because that's the whole vibe of this store and the box by extension. So the first thing I actually see is the little good. Oh, it's a pocket mirror from Smarty Pants Paper Co. Yeah, it says unclench your jaw. It has like a cute little sun in a field of flowers kind of thing. It says unclench your jaw. Super cute, definitely going in my purse. To the books. Oh, exciting. One of these I've actually got on my Goodreads TBR as just something that caught my eye, and the other one I know nothing about, so I'm gonna pick up the one I know nothing about first. Up All Night with a Good Duke by Amy Rose Bennett, and it says this is the Byronic Book Club. Having read the back of this, I'm very excited about this historical romance. I should also mention that this box tends to have at least one historical romance in it, so if you are a historical romance reader looking for new experiences or new authors, this is probably a good fit for you. Occasionally you do get some of like the big deals in like what's hot and popular, but I really think this box is great for helping you find an author or a book that like might have missed your initial pass at a bookstore. But for this specific book, this is a blue stocking romance, which I love it. I love nerdy girl romances, and our main character, her name is Artemis, which is like the best name for a heroine. So our main character in this book is Artemis Jones. She is a finishing school teacher by day, and by night she writes gothic romances, which love her for it. But her real dream is to open a academic ladies college so that, you know, women can get the education that they very justly deserve. So she goes to London to help a friend's daughter through the season and kind of suss out whether or not she can get some patrons to help her achieve her dream of this ladies college. And while she's chaperoning her friend's daughter, she meets Dominic Winters, the widowed Duke of Dartmoor, and he's looking for a wife. He's trying to have somebody to help him provide an heir, and his Spitfire adolescent daughter is also having her debut for the season. I don't know why my brain just like blanked on that phrasing. He's been nicknamed the Dastardly Duke because he allegedly offed his mad wife. So that's, I think, where some of the gothic components are going to come in, and I really want to know what the heck is going on in this book. It sounds like it's got some like minor Jane Eyre vibes as well, because of his his deal. So I'm super excited to read this. The book that I knew more about at the start, and I'm very excited to see in this box, is Bet on It by Jody Slaughter. This is a bingo themed romance, friends. Like, I'm so excited. I'm just gonna read the first sentence of the back cover to you because I love it so much. The first time Aja Owens encounters the man of her dreams, she's having a panic attack in the frozen food section of the Piggly Wiggly. And of course, the second time she meets him is when he is hanging out with her best bingo partner, a little old lady, and it turns out that he's her grandson. So the hero, Walker, is in town taking care of his grandma. He's trying to make sure that she gets back on her feet after some health issues, and that's like really all he's in town to do. He's not here for a long time. He doesn't even consider this a good time. You know, he just wants out. But he is really intrigued by Aja, and so he keeps running into her on like bingo nights because he's there with his grandma. The other phrase that stands out on the back of this book to me that like made me say, yes, cosign, let's do it, is a hastily made bingo-based sex pact. So they decide to explore their attraction to one another, but are very firm on the idea of this not being permanent, except, you know, it's a romance, so they're liars. It's totally gonna be permanent. But I'm really excited about this. It looks adorable. I know this is like the illustrated cover trend to a T, but I just love the premise of this. It looks adorable. I'm stoked to have this in my box for July. So these are our 3 items, the little mirror and these 2 books here. Again, to me, this is well worth it. Like, I would be very happy to have gone into the store and like picked those things up, but I probably would have passed on them. Well, maybe not bet on it, because that one was already on my radar. That's why I love this box. You also get this like little fold-out leaflet. There's usually like a little note from the Ripped Bodice folks, and then if you open it up on the inside, there are little author's notes and QR codes that will either lead to like their website, or sometimes it's a recipe or a playlist or like whatever the author has done. So in this case, for Jody Slaughter, if you click on this QR code, it says see more of Jody's work. And the same for Amy Rose Bennett down here. This like leads to their pages. My favorite part though is the back portion. So you get a QR code to check out if you're interested in Smarty Pants Paper Co. You can check them out with that QR code. This QR code on the bottom always includes the content warnings for the books if you are interested in seeing those ahead of time. But my favorite thing is the clues. We don't always get clues. Sometimes they do other things on the book box, and it drives me insane when they do anything other than the clues, because I'm a terrible guesser, but I like guessing. I like being messed up and wrong about it all the dang time. So the 3 hints for August box are what look like cherry blossom, like little pretty sakura flowers. I mean, one of these is probably going to be a historical, so I mean, I would be excited if we got a historical that was set in Japan. If not Japan, maybe like South Korea or China. Like, it'd be really cool to get a historical that was themed around this. I'm not saying that's what it is, because I don't keep up with new releases. I don't know what I'm talking about most of the time. I'm just here for fun. And then this image is like a hand with some moons, and it's pointing at a moon. And then there is a mug of what looks like tea. So the Ripped Bodice does sell like their own tea blends. So I think this could go one of 2 different ways, because one of the clues is always about like the item. So I think it could either mean that we're getting some trope tea, and all of their teas are named after romantic tropes. So trope tea, which would be great. I love their tea blends. Or maybe we're actually getting a mug, because I think like subscription services really love to offer you mugs. Those are my best guesses. They're really not great. If you have better guesses for what the little cherry blossom flowers or the kind of like mystical witchy moon thing could be, please let me know in the comments, because I'm a bad guesser, but I imagine some of you are better sleuths than I am. So we'll see together next month how we did. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you in the next one. Bye!